Has it ever crossed your mind how crucial page speed is in the realm of search engine optimization? Today, in the digital world where instant information is not just a wish but an expectation, page speed stands as a critical player. It's not just about appeasing impatient users. Search engines, particularly Google, consider it a vital factor when determining rankings. Why is it so critical, you ask? Let's unravel this. Page speed directly influences user engagement, bounce rates, and conversion rates. Imagine that you've clicked on a website, but it's taking an eternity to load. What would you do? Most likely you'll hit the back button and move on to the next option. This bounce sends a clear message to search engines. Users are not finding what they need or are not having a good experience. And the consequence? Your website drops in search engine rankings. Moreover, a slow-loading website can significantly hamper your conversion rates. According to a study by Google, as page load time goes from 1 to 3 seconds, the probability of bounce increases by 32%. That's a chunk of potential customers lost, just because your website took a few extra seconds to load. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that there are strategies and tools you can utilize to optimize your website's page speed, which we'll explore in detail in the coming segments. From compressing images and multimedia, minimizing HTTP requests, leveraging browser caching, to utilizing content delivery networks, there are several ways you can enhance your website's loading times. And remember, improving your website's speed isn't just about placating search engines, it's about creating a smoother, better user experience. Clearly, the need for speed is not just about user satisfaction, it's a key player in your website's SEO performance. So buckle up as we delve deeper into this fascinating world of page speed optimization in the next scenes. Stay tuned. Understanding the importance of page speed is one thing, but how do you go about optimizing it? We've got you covered. Page speed optimization is all about reducing your website's loading time. It involves a range of strategies, each targeting a different aspect of your website's functionality and design. First off, let's talk about images and multimedia. These elements can significantly slow down your page if not properly optimized. The solution? Compress images and videos without losing quality. Modern formats like WebP are your best friend here, offering high-quality visuals at smaller file sizes. Also, consider employing lazy loading techniques, so media files load only when they come into the user's view. Next, we have HTTP requests. Every element on your web page, from images to scripts, generates an HTTP request. The more requests, the longer the loading time. So, aim to reduce the number of elements by combining your CSS and JavaScript files. This way, you'll minimize the number of requests needed to render a page, making it load faster. Browser caching is another essential strategy. By configuring your server to instruct browsers to cache static resources, returning visitors can load your site faster. How? By retrieving cached content instead of downloading it all over again. Lastly, don't forget about content delivery networks, or CDNs. These distribute your website's static content across servers worldwide. As a result, your site loads faster regardless of where your users are located, because the content is delivered from the server nearest to them. Page speed optimization might seem complex, but once you break it down, it's a matter of implementing a few strategic actions. Remember, it's not just about ticking off a checklist for search engines. It's about enhancing your audience's experience, making sure they can access your content swiftly and seamlessly. With these strategies in your toolkit, you're well on your way to optimizing your website's speed and boosting its SEO performance. The first step to enhancing your page speed is optimizing images and multimedia on your website. Images and videos often account for the most data usage on a web page, and therefore optimizing them can significantly reduce loading times. But how do we go about this, you may ask? Well, the answer lies in compression. By compressing your images and videos, you can significantly reduce their file size without compromising the quality. This means that your website can load these files much faster, giving your users a smoother and more enjoyable browsing experience. Now let's talk about formats. Not all image formats are created equal. Modern formats like WebP offer superior compression and quality characteristics compared to traditional formats like PNG and JPEG. By converting your images to WebP, you can decrease your image file sizes by up to 30%, leading to faster page loads. But the optimization doesn't stop at compression and format selection. There's another technique you can employ to enhance your page speed. It's called lazy loading. This technique ensures that images and videos only load when they come into the user's viewport. In other words, if an image or video is not immediately visible to the user when they land on your page, it won't load until the user scrolls to it. This can significantly improve your initial page load speed, making your website appear faster and more responsive. So, to sum up, optimizing your images and multimedia involves 3 key steps: compressing your files, using modern formats like WebP, and implementing lazy loading techniques. By doing these, you're not just reducing your web page's data usage, but you're also providing a smoother, more enjoyable user experience. By optimizing your multimedia, you're already making significant strides towards a faster, more efficient website. But remember, this is just the first step. There are more techniques to employ to further enhance your page speed, so stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of page speed optimization. Next on the agenda is minimizing HTTP requests and leveraging browser caching. Every time a user visits a web page, their browser sends HTTP requests for each element on that page. This includes images, scripts, CSS files, and so on. The more elements your page has, the more HTTP requests the browser needs to make, which can slow down your page load speed. So how can we minimize these HTTP requests? One effective strategy is to reduce the number of elements on your web page. This could mean simplifying your design or combining multiple CSS and JavaScript files into one. By doing this, you minimize the amount of HTTP requests the browser needs to make, which can result in quicker page load times. Now let's talk about leveraging browser caching. This is another great way to speed up load times, especially for repeat visitors to your site. When a user visits a web page for the first time, their browser needs to download all the static resources, such as CSS and JavaScript files, to display the page correctly. If your server is configured correctly, these resources can be cached or stored locally on the user's device. This means that the next time the user visits your site, their browser can load the page faster by retrieving the cached resources instead of downloading them all over again. To leverage browser caching, you need to configure your server to instruct browsers on how they should handle your site's resources. This usually involves setting expiry dates for your resources. Resources that don't change often, like CSS files, can have a long expiry date. On the other hand, resources that change frequently can have a shorter expiry date. These techniques can make a noticeable difference in your website's loading speed, contributing to a smoother user experience. By minimizing HTTP requests and leveraging browser caching, you're not only improving your site's page speed, but also enhancing the overall user experience, which is a vital part of SEO. Another effective strategy for page speed optimization is the utilization of content delivery networks, or CDNs. Picture a global web of servers, each holding a copy of your website's static content. When a user visits your site, the CDN delivers the content from the nearest server or node to the user. This proximity significantly reduces the time taken for data to travel, effectively decreasing latency and speeding up loading times. Think of it as a relay race. Instead of one runner or server making a long journey, the baton, or in this case your content, is passed from one runner to the next, each one closer to the finish line. The result? A faster, more efficient way to deliver content to your users. With CDNs, your website's speed is not bound by geographical location, ensuring a swift browsing experience for all users, regardless of where they are. Let's recap the key points we've covered in this video. We've established that page speed is a critical factor in SEO, influencing user satisfaction and search engine rankings. If your website takes longer than 3 seconds to load, you're likely to lose a significant portion of your audience. We dove into the nuts and bolts of page speed optimization, highlighting 4 key strategies. First, optimize your images and multimedia using modern formats and lazy loading techniques. Second, minimize HTTP requests by combining CSS and JavaScript files. Third, leverage browser caching to speed up loading times for returning visitors. Lastly, utilize content delivery networks to distribute your content globally, reducing latency and speeding up load times regardless of user location. Remember, optimizing your page speed is not just about SEO. It's about providing your users with the best experience possible. Implement these strategies to keep your audience engaged and your website at the top of search engine rankings.